Also, guys, I want to share with you is the original V Series Detroit diesel inlet, the top inlet plate cover or adapter. Now, this thing here I scored 50 bucks delivered, including postage, which is a bargain. Now, this is a budget, really cheap and old school way of actually creating a single carb, adapter for the top of these blowers. Now, there's plenty of, custom and private guys that make adapters. And like I said, you can even make your own. But what I find cool is that there's nothing wrong with the original piece. It's, cast alloy, it's heavy duty. It's got a decent thickness on the, on the base deck here. And I've always had this in thought, so I went out and grabbed this instead of spending a couple of $100, or instead of wasting my time making my own. So this is an 8V 71 size. So basically you fit that on there. It acts as a carb, or single carb adapter. You'll probably want to run a single dominator style if you're going to go single carb on a blown street setup. And all I was going to do, which I will get onto a little bit later on, is just make my own carb adapter pad here. So it'll bolt onto this original piece. Once I make it, I'll make it out of 10 mil or something. You can use that, heavy duty, plastic heat insulator thing, cut it out of there. Let's say for instance that was it, you know what I mean, you've made your adapter, it's bolted onto this thing, and there you go, you know what I mean. It's a carb adapter, a single carb unit. It's got great contours, I can't see anything wrong with it. It'll work, that's for sure. So you can easily do that and make that work. So I've just quickly dummied this up for shits and giggles, but you get an understanding of what I'm talking about there. So you use that cheap factory Detroit diesel blower top inlet. Your carby will be on there with the little adapter that you just made to fit the carby, and run your scoop or your air cleaner and you're done. Obviously there's no carby there, it'll pop up higher, but yeah, just slap that on just so you get a visual. So I think that'll work. That's what I'll run. Basically the aim is to do it all on a budget, and that's what it's all about. Something that's quality, that's cool, but it's on a budget also. And I think that's badass. That'll work instead of spending a couple of $100. But yeah, you can easily use that adapter. And there's there's also like a bit of a cool factor to it all. It's a little bit ratty, true hot rodding there, making things adapt and work. Yeah. So there you have it. These covers, the same as what I'd run, fit on the V Series blowers. And as far as this top thing, that'll work. And also, I'll show you, you got that, the inlet gasket screen that you run on the top here, just to catch any debris, anything trying to go through your rotors, because anything solid that'll go through the rotors, it will take chunks out of the rotors. And I run this too on my blown setup, and it's good for a street supercharged setup. So if you're doing something street and strip, run that. As far as if it's just a dedicated drag car, those type of guys need to remember that these screens actually reduce your inlet opening here, because look, if you were to grab all these if you were to grab all the little wires here, the metal, and bunch them all together, it'll probably all, you'll probably block off that much of the inlet. So you gotta, consider things like that when it comes to, power and just drag racing. So maybe those guys can do without this, just for a run. But yeah, that's mandatory for a street and strip setup. Believe me, you can suck in air cleaner gaskets and they'll stay up here, and things like that. So yeah, turned around just to give you a bit of a visual of it, and that's basically it. adapter, your carb, your scoop. I would definitely run this inlet adapter. There's nothing wrong with it. It's, you know, like I said, you just do a little adapter there, run your carb, single carb, probably a Dominator. I think I've sussed it all out. It can square up with a Dominator carb there. And you know, it's sort of like a I like these adapters. It's like the WEN one I run on my car. It's like a plenum type. It's not a direct opening straight to the rotors of the blower. So it's like a plenum where, you know, you got a bit of volume there and bit of fuel dispersion can sort of go to the rotors. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's got nice contours, nice curved, sort of like tapered, you know. There you go there. Yeah, definitely use this as a budget carb adapter. $50, can't go wrong.